Guys, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller. It's good to be with you. It's Monday, and today's program is fire. It is red hot. November 16th, Thanksgiving around the corner. The governor of Virginia making things a little more confusing and complicated for Virginians across the Commonwealth. That'll be the lead of the show. We'll get to that in moments. A lot of topics we're going to cover, including expensive real estate that I put on the Instagram and our network over the weekend. A $475,000 home in North Downtown that looks like it needs $250,000 of work at least. We'll also talk about a condo on Water Street, $1.2 million, and how Charlottesville continues to uptick from an expense and frankly, living here, not cheap standpoint. We'll talk about Moderna and a vaccine that's going to be 94% effective, with vaccines being rolled out this year to the tune of 20 million, with 500 to 1 billion vaccines being planned for Q1. Moderna coming through right on the heels of Pfizer's vaccine announcements last week. Stock market is booming, portfolios across the country upticking. The rich are getting richer in a COVID landscape. That's undoubtedly what's happening. We will talk about Fifth Street Station slowly evolving into what appears to be a ghost town. Airmark, they are the best known for managing and running cafeterias on college campuses or here in Charlottesville on the grounds of the University of Virginia. They own the burger joint. Was it BurgerFi? I think it was called BurgerFi. A place called Wing Zone in Fifth Street Station. Caribou Coffee. What am I missing? It's a couple of other ones. Kelly and Jamie, if you're watching, put that in the feed. We were having this conversation with Kelly Jackson and Jamie Schwartz this morning. And both Kelly and Jamie have talented businesses, strong businesses in Fifth Street Station, two key businesses in Picasso Swig and Panera Bread. But if you've gone through there, and we went there this weekend, you'll see vacancies left and right in Fifth Street Station. And Airmark had the most tenants of any brand or parent company in the shopping center. I mean, they legitimately were managing 4 or 5 brands here, and now they're closed. So we'll reflect on that, and we'll consider the path forward for Fifth Street Station. Density is coming to the south side of Charlottesville, more density. Yet the retailers, we've had some turnover in this shopping center. That's safe to say. We'll analyze why on this program, and we'll take a look at those 2 expensive homes. We'll give you a chance to win a $25 gift card to Feast. Give the show a like, give it a share. People that offer the best comments or the best perspective in the comment section, or just provide value to the show, whether it's helping us understand something or giving further insight or just sharing something that's close to their heart or on their brain, you will be in the running for a $25 gift card to Feast, the fabulous grocery store on West Main in the Purple Building. I mean, just a perfect time for you to win this gift card with the holidays right around the corner, okay? So share your perspective on the program. Pet Value is closing all its stores nationwide, including the one on Pantops. 358 locations across America shutting their doors. Pet Value, frankly speaking, an inferior option in this market with what Patty Zeller and Animal Connection are doing at Ix Park. She's going above and beyond, and now's a very good opportunity for a fabulous retailista in Patty Zeller and her brand Animal Connection to get even more market share with the closing of Pet Value, and they deserve that market share for the service they provide Charlottesville and Central Virginia. We'll talk about 358 stores closing across the country. We'll welcome Keith Smith to the program, the distinguished gentleman. Tomorrow on Real Talk, we are going to analyze underperforming properties in the city. Kim's Market, Cherry Avenue, Wild Wing Cafe parking lot, the Dewberry Hotel in the downtown mall, and that Sweet House parking lot across from World of Beer, where World of Beer used to be. Those are 4, just off the top of our heads, underperforming pieces of property in what is a landlocked city in Charlottesville, 10.2 square miles. Do you understand? So every little postage stamp of land in Charlottesville has value. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you a home in North Downtown Charlottesville that is under contract with the list price of $475,000, that when you see it, you will be awestruck and dumbfounded, taken aback, flabbergasted, confused, demoralized, depressed, disgusted, and downright shocked that this piece of property is nearly $500,000. It proves the concept that every postage stamp of land that we have in Charlottesville has significant value. We'll talk UVA football on the show. Nice win over Louisville. Our friend James Watson, who watches this program, he and I were Facebook messaging back and forth. He said Brennan Armstrong reminds me of kind of like a poor man's Tim Tebow. I couldn't agree with him more. Tim Tebow and Brennan Armstrong, tough, hard-nosed kids that are not afraid of contact, that are basically H-backs playing quarterback. UVA has a chance with the matchup on Saturday against Abilene Christian. Am I saying that right? Abilene Christian, to get to 500 on the season. And there's a very good opportunity with Boston College and Florida State and Virginia Tech still to play, of this Wahoo football team having a chance to play not only in the postseason, but going into that December 19th matchup against Virginia Tech. And folks, the December 19th matchup against Virginia Tech is 1 month away. You have this Abilene Christian team in, who we should dominate. You got a Florida State, a Boston College, and then a Virginia Tech. If the cards go according to plan, and we hope they go according to plan, UVA could go into the matchup on December 19th against Virginia Tech with something really, really to play for with that matchup in Blacksburg. We'll talk NCAA men's basketball tournament. News just came out of the NCAA. They are going to try to do the men's basketball tournament in one location in March, and that's going to be Indianapolis, according to sources and ESPN. Now, the reason they're doing this is they had to cancel the tournament last year, if you remember, and that cost the NCAA almost $400 million. So they cannot risk not having a tournament again, or the NCAA legitimately could go bankrupt. So they're going to do the bubble concept, similar to the NBA and Orlando with the playoffs. This time it's going to be Indianapolis. Tony Bennett's bunch, this University of Virginia men's basketball team, preseason number 1, with very, very, very strong talent on the roster, they get a little bit more clarity on the season as they look to defend their NCAA championship. Let's not forget, boys and girls, let's not forget who the reigning national men's basketball champions are. And they're right here in Charlottesville. So this season is the attempt to defend the championship. And boys and girls, this team is freaking loaded. I am pumped for this men's basketball season. Well, so we'll talk Tony, we'll talk about this turning in Indianapolis, and we get ready for a season that's starting in a mere, days? I mean, and not far away. We'll give love, Judah, to Interstate Pest and Service Companies, a home's best friend. Judah Wickhauer is our director. He's fabulous. 8 years plus working here at I Love CVille and B&V Brands. Interstate Pest and Service Companies is 4 generations of family. Interstate Pest and Service Companies, truly a home's best friend, honest, local, do things the right way. Interstate Pest and Service Companies. Now, folks, remember you have a chance to win a $25 gift card to Feast. How you win the gift card to Feast is by liking and sharing the show, hitting the like button, sharing the show, and putting a comment in the comment section. A comment in the comment section that is legitimate, it's value, it creates value for the show and for the listeners and viewers. It educates, it informs, it shows vulnerability. Something that's authentic and genuine. And I'll share them. Put the comments in the comments section now. So the lead of the program undoubtedly has to be Ralph and a governor's announcement that left most of the Commonwealth and Virginians north in McLean and Arlington in Northern Virginia Virginians in southwestern Virginia, in the Beach, in central Virginia, in Richmond and Petersburg, Appomattox, Williamsburg, James City County, Keswick, you name it, confused. Absolutely confused. An announcement that comes in particularly for a region like Charlottesville and Central Virginia in a health district like the Thomas Jefferson Health District. We have COVID pretty under control here. Now I'm knocking on knockoff IKEA. This is a knockoff IKEA desk here. I hope we continue to have it under control. But for the most part, we have this pandemic under control in Central Virginia. So when the governor makes an announcement where he says you can't do this, you can't do that, no booze after 10 p.m., no public indoor or outdoor gatherings of 25 or more until an extended period of time, you're like, Ralph, okay, simmer down a little bit. Maybe you roll this out in phases across Virginia and various regions, with the regions that have been impacted at a more severe clip, maybe getting more restrictive restrictions, more severe restrictions. Central Virginia is in a pretty good spot. And frankly speaking, I'm a God-fearing person. I say it on this program all the time. I am a God-fearing person, okay? But does COVID stop at the entrance to the church or the cathedral or the temple? Because you can't get in a group with 25 people or more at a wedding, but you can at a church. And that's confusing to me. And he says he's rolling out these restrictions to keep the spread of COVID from happening over Thanksgiving, the holidays, Hanukkah, whatever it may be. Fair, I get it. We're going to get together with people from various states. But how exactly will this be enforced? When you issue policy and restrictions in a confused press conference setting, and then you don't have the backbone or the infrastructure or the police or protocols to follow up, it makes you look like a talking head governor that doesn't have control of the situation, a talking head governor that's not in tune to every region of his state or commonwealth. Central Virginia is doing better than the Beach. Why are we in the same type of restrictive setting as Hampton Roads and Virginia Beach as we are in Charlottesville, when Charlottesville, as Charlottesville Tomorrow put last week, is an island of no COVID? Now, if you're a restaurant and the governor tells you no booze sales after 10 p.m., Kelly Jackson said this well this morning. Does COVID just stop and start after 10? Now, the legitimate argument is, okay, you're going to get a little bit inebriated after 10 p.m., and as you get more inebriated, you're going to be less mindful to following COVID restrictions. I get that. But why are we crushing an industry and weddings and restaurants even more? That's what we're doing. Sure, for little Johnny's baptism, 300 people can pack First Baptist. No. Johnny's uncle and his beautiful wife cannot get married with 300 people outside in Keswick. Does that make sense? Any weddings that were on the books for Q4 and perhaps early Q1, I look at what you're doing to them, Governor. And the industry that's already been ravaged and raped, you just beaten down some more. And I think good governance would have been, before I move on to a different topic, good governance would have been perhaps rolling out restrictions based on regions in his commonwealth. And the regions that had more concern got more restrictions. And the ones that were performing better shouldn't have gotten synonymous restrictions, should instead have been rewarded for their hard work of managing a pandemic better than any other region in the Commonwealth. And folks, guess what? That's Central Virginia and that's Charlottesville. Give me your perspective. Am I wrong? Do you disagree? Am I looking at this as not from the right perspective? Oftentimes people say of this, the mayor said this of me. She says this of me often. Mayor refers to items on this program frequently. And she says, Jerry, look at things not through the eyes of a small business owner. Look at the eyes look at things through the eyes of humanity and mankind. And then my response to her is, me looking at things through the eyes of a small and medium-sized business owner, and if I have that perspective, that does not mean I don't care about humanity or mankind. It's not mutually exclusive. We can have this mindset and also this mindset at the same time because we're people and we can think about more than one thing at once and have more than one feeling at once. Right? Right. Next headline, Judah Wickhauer. Let's get on screen. This is a positive one. You've seen it by now. Markets are moving because of it. Moderna's got a vaccine that's coming out, and this vaccine is badass. 94+% effective, this vaccine. 20 million opportunities for the vaccine, according to Moderna in 2020. It is a 2-shot vaccine, so those 20 million vaccine injections are for 10 million people. Each person's going to need 2 shots, even more of them coming out in Q1. This is positive. Pfizer and Moderna now have options. I've said on this program for months, I've said the equation for success on this very talk show and network for months was as follows. Manage the pandemic with mask, social distancing, and quarantining for those who want to stay home. You do that until you get to rapid tests. Well, rapid tests come out at the end of this month at Kroger. Every pharmacy in America, Kroger, $25 gets you a rapid test with results in 15 minutes through a finger prick. Manage COVID, mask and social distancing, stay home if you need to, if you don't have confidence of being out because you're afraid, and that's fine. Rapid tests, that's happening. After rapid tests, get to the first round of vaccines that are coming out. They're coming out in December, Pfizer and Moderna. Once we get to that point, Q1, the vaccine is ubiquitous, and you hope as many people take it Q1. And Q2 2021 is going to be the quarter of gangbusters. Q2 2021. Give me your thoughts. You got a $25 Feast gift card on the line. $25 to Feast. Like and share the show and give me your perspective in the comment section. The best comments get the gift card to Feast right before the holidays. $25 to Feast. Put it in the comment section. Andre, I'll get to your comments. Ray Cadell, I will get to your comments. Barbara Lundgren, I will get to your comments right here on the talk show. Keith Smith, coming up momentarily on the program. I see 5 states watching the program. Alice Clare, I will get to your comments in a matter of moments. Moderna, vaccine, effective, love it. Pfizer, vaccine, effective, love it. Consumer confidence coming back. Rapid test around the corner. Vaccines, abbreviated amount, December, full amount, Q1 2021, we're making moves, we're making progress. Americans, Virginians, Charlottesvillians, hold your head high. Chin up. Find some positivity and some courage. Chin up. Things are moving. Fifth Street Station is not moving, however. And if we can get some photos on screen from the Fifth Street Station Facebook page, Judah, let me know when those are up. Is it Aramark or Aramark? Does anyone know how to pronounce this name? Is it Aramark or Aramark? They have a handful of restaurants. Kelly or Jamie, if you're watching, we have Caribou Coffee, right? We have Wing Zone, right? We have Burger Fi, right? Am I missing? What are the other ones I'm missing? So Aramark or Aramark's concept was one company, 4 or 5 different brands in the same shopping center, and then you had vertical integration and economies of scale. The truck dropped off, Cisco dropped off food, dropped off stuff for all restaurants at one trip. When you have 4 or 5 brands like this, you have purchasing power, so you have better margin. All dry goods are dropped off for all 4 or 5 restaurants on one trip in Fifth Street Station. The concept is clever. Own 4 or 5 different restaurants on one strip of a shopping center and use vertical integration, economies of scale to improve the business model and fatten the margin. It's a great concept. You know what the problem with the concept is? COVID-19, a pandemic. That side of the shopping center by Alamo in Chim, now very empty. I was there this weekend. Fifth Street Station has more development on the horizon with Kyle Redinger's project right there on that Fifth Street Old Lynchburg corridor. You have density in Fifth Street and Southside Charlottesville. I used to live in Redfields. You have Redfields. You have the villas at Southern Ridge. You have Mosby Mountain. You have Mountain Valley Farm. On Avon Extended, you have, off the top of my head, Foxcroft, Lake Renovia, just off the top of my head. Mill Creek, just off the top of my head. You have a ton of apartments down there. You have Willoughby, which is not quite extended, but right on the city-county line. You have Whittington, the Stanley Martin development. Oak Hill, the Stanley Martin development. That is like 800,000 up. Those two developments, okay? So you have money, you have density, yet you've had massive turnover in the premier shopping center that is creating that density and driving the real estate value on that side of town. The Wegmans effect can only last for so long. It's the best grocery store in Charlottesville and Central Virginia by far. And all those folks that are watching this program that say Whole Foods is better than Wegmans, I say you're huffing glue. Elmer's glue, sticky or hot glue, you're huffing some kind of glue. No way in heck Whole Foods is better than Wegmans. Whole Foods is whole check. Whole paycheck is Whole Foods. Wegmans is priced the best, has the best layout, the best customer service, and the best grocery in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Prove me wrong in the comment section for a $25 gift card to Feast. Let me know why Wegmans is not the best or why it is the best. I'm getting back to my point of my thesis, and my point is this. Why are we having so much turnover there? Do you think the yard, the food court concept in Fifth Street Station, was executed well? On paper, it made a lot of sense. The actual execution, not so much. It's tucked away and hidden, and it never seems busy. Aramark pulling the plug at Fifth Street Station. A handful of storefront restaurants up for grabs in a very dense and deep-pocketed area, Southside Charlottesville. I wonder who's going to jump at the crack to open up a restaurant on the heels of a pandemic. Only time will tell. I put 2 listings on the I Love CVille Network this weekend that went freaking bananas. One of them was a listing in North Downtown, and the other listing was on Water Street, so very similar corridors or areas. The first listing, let's go with the more affordable one, and I use air quotes for that. The $475 asking price, Judah, if you could. If you guys want to, while listening to the show, Ray Cadell is driving to Florida right now, and he says he's listening to the show through Bluetooth in the car. A lot of people do that. I hear from so many. I went to an open house in Glenmore on Sunday, and as soon as I walked into the open house, the listing agent said, "I recognize you. I listen to your show on Bluetooth in my Tesla every day. It's fantastic." I think they enjoy listening to from a podcast standpoint, and I love that. All right, if you're in front of a computer, do this. You got that photo on screen, Judah? You can come back to me. Share the experience with me, okay? Get your computer out or your phone. Get your computer out, get your phone out. I'm going to ask you to put in an address into your phone or to your computer. Are you ready? I'm going to give you the address. The address is 611 Kelly, Kelly Avenue, Charlottesville, VA 22902. 611 Kelly Avenue, Charlottesville, VA 22902. I'll give you a moment to call it up. I'm putting it into Google right now. 611 Kelly Avenue, Charlottesville, VA 22902. All right, mine's up. I'm on Realtor.com. That's my primary source for knowledge is the Realtor app. I know the agents are using the Realtor app and has the most up-to-date knowledge of all of them. Zillow has some features. I like the sales and transaction history of Zillow that kind of shows when the listing is on the market, when it got removed from the market, when it went pending, when it sold. I enjoy how Zillow presents that. But for the money, I think the Realtor.com app is the best. All right, so you have 611 Kelly Avenue up, I hope. You see a home that is pending. When we posted this, it was not pending. When we initially posted this over the weekend, the price was just reduced. Then the I Love CVille Network put it in front of the largest following in Central Virginia, and now it's pending. No coincidence. Shows the influence we have. This house, $475,000 in North Downtown. Judah, you get the photo up from Instagram if you could on screen for the people that can't see it. If you don't have access to check something online, look at the screen now. Judah's putting the hero shot. In advertising, the hero shot from real estate is the picture directly in front of the home. Okay, oftentimes the hero picture that's used to set the digital curb appeal of the listing. So is that on screen for me, Judah? It is? Okay, thank you. So 611 Kelly Avenue. You get a quarter acre in the city in North Downtown. North Downtown's hot. Let's be honest. If you're in North Downtown, you're one of the Tony, happening, cool spots to be. You got family friendly. You got kids and moms and dads walking around. You don't feel like you're completely on top of each other. You can walk downtown. Okay, you can walk to work. If you're working downtown, you walk to public transportation. North Downtown is dope. Okay, North Downtown is a Tonier version of Belmont. North Downtown is less hipster Belmont and more money. Let's cut to the chase. North Downtown is more money than Belmont, and Belmont's pretty damn cool too. So this particular listing, Kelly Avenue, North Downtown, $475,000 asking price, and the agent, William Bailey, reduced it dramatically, he said, in the copy of the listing. Price reduced in all caps. Okay, 611 Kelly Avenue, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, about 1,500 square feet, a quarter acre lot. If you flip through these photos, you'll see everything is pretty much original on this house. The concerning part about everything being original in the house is the home was built in 1957. Now, I'm not knocking the agent. I'm not knocking the house. I'm not knocking the agent trying to get the most amount of money for his sellers. That's what the agent's supposed to do. I see the house is in a phenomenal location in North Downtown. I get that. It's the system. It's the system that's broken. It's not the agent. It's not the sellers. It's not the agent trying to get the most money possible for his sellers. It's the fact that a home built in 1957 that has not been updated, that is literally 1,500 square feet and 2 bedrooms and only 1 bathroom with shag carpets and wood paneling for a kitchen. It's the fact that a home like this is commanding a price point of roughly $475,000. And it's the fact that when a home like this gets on the I Love CVille Network, it immediately goes under contract because people want to live in North Downtown, around Charlottesville, in Central Virginia, and they're willing to pay whatever. It's the system that's broken. It's not the agent. It's not the sellers. It's not wanting the most money for your family. This home is selling for nearly $500,000, and when you're left with it, you have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and 1,500 square feet, and probably another $250,000 you have to put into crib to get it up to speed for North Downtown. It's bananas. It's bananas. Now, if you're a property owner, or if you're a homeowner or a landlord, guess what? It's good for you. You're getting richer. It's good for you. Another comp in the market, and this comp is what? $316 a square foot? For something you have to put $250,000 into. Now, how about the one on Water Street, Judah? Can we get the one on Water Street on screen for the folks watching? And give me your thoughts here. Give me your thoughts. $25 gift card to Feast on the Line, courtesy of my friend Aaron King. One of the best retail locations, retail businesses in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Feast in the Purple Building. Put your perspective, your comments in there, and give me your thoughts, and you can win a gift card to Feast. Put the Water Street one on screen. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I'll give you the address. Everybody, get your computer out and put in 550 E space Water Street, Unit 400. 550 East Water Street, Unit 400. Put it in screen. Put it in your computer, on your phone. Boys and girls, you have that on screen for them? Due to the Instagram screenshot? Thank you. $1,240,000 asking price for this condominium on Water Street across from CNO. Yes, it's dope. It is dope as... Stop myself. It's very nice. I was going to use a profanity right there. It's dope. I would love to live there. Who wouldn't want to live there? You're in walking distance to... You're across the street from the CNO. It's a freaking brand new building. The Baldwins built this building. The Core Real Estate. That's the team behind this. It's great location. Super sexy building. Best location you can possibly find. Walk to everything. Architecturally sexy as all get out. Right? But 1.24 million? And you know what the psychopath thing about this is? Is this listing just got cut $310,000. It was previously almost 1.6. It just got cut the price over $300K. I don't blame the developer. I don't blame the listing agent. I don't blame the buying agent. I don't blame the seller, the financier, the banks, the underwriters, the buyers, anyone. It's the system. We have 10.2 square miles in Charlottesville. That's it. That's the city. And in that 10.2 square mile city, we have a university that is producing thought leaders of worldwide proportions. And these thought leaders at this university experience the best 4 years of their life. It's called college at UVA. I did it. It was freaking awesome. Beautiful women, bars and restaurants, athletic events, things to do outside, parties. Oh, and there's this other thing called school. It's awesome. And when these worldwide thought leaders matriculate through this thing called school and this place called UVA, and then they get hit with COVID and they realize, Jesus, I need to get out of this densely populated city because I'm afraid of my life and my kids have to learn geography in the broom closet because they can't go to school. They're relocating here to CVille. And they're taking their big bags of money and they're bringing it to Central Virginia and they're buying up postage stamp properties at 611 Kelly Avenue for nearly $500,000. And just like that, Charlottesville and Central Virginia evolved into, become, metamorphosize into a white, rich playground. That's it in a nutshell. And there's gentrification in 4 minutes or less in our backyard. Originally a working class home, 611 Kelly Avenue. Now, a $500,000 piece of property with $250,000 about to be pumped into it to get it up to keeping up with the Joneses standards. Welcome to Charlottesville. Keith Smith, in 4 minutes on this program, comments in the feed, $25 gift card to the fabulous feast in the Purple Building right before the holidays on the line. Best comments, get the gift card. You have to like and share the show as well. Tomorrow on Real Talk, if you like real estate with Keith Smith, we will talk underperforming properties in the city of Charlottesville. Kim's Market, Wild Wing Cafe, Dewberry Hotel, the parking lot across from World of Beer, where the cupcake place used to be. We have such little land, and for us to allow significant acreage, those 4 pieces of property that I just identified, probably close to 8 to 10 acres in the city. We have such little land, and for us to allow this land to be underutilized is it's just a sword through the jugular of affordable housing, is what it is. Pet Value is closing 358 stores. I wanted to get that out there for a number of reasons, and Keith, we're going to you in about 2 minutes. The reason I wanted to get that out there is for a number of reasons. A, it's another major retailer that's closed for good. Sears, Steinmart, you know them by now. How many retailers are closing for good? You know them by now. Pet Value has 358 locations. They're shutting them all down, including the one on Pantops. What's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. The adoption of dogs because of COVID is skyrocketing. People are spending time outside more than ever, spending time at home more than ever. Because of this time at home and because of this time outside, humans are adopting furry four-legged dogs. And these furry four-legged dogs are being adopted at very high clips. Pet Value is closing. More people are adopting dogs than ever before. What's going to happen is the business will go to the best of the best, and it's Animal Connection and Iggs Park, where Patty Zeller has built just an epicenter of amazing things for dogs and animals. 358 locations, hasta luego. Jude, I'm reaching out to Keith Smith now. Guys, still got football to talk about. We have a ton of comments coming in, and I'm excited to get to those comments. Remember, top comments get a gift card to Feast. $25 gift card to Feast. Give it a like, give it a share, get your comments in now. Keith Smith's on the line. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you? You doing well?
That is well done. I've been riveted to your monologue, for lack of a better term. So,
thank you.
Well done, sir.
Thank you, my friend.
Normally, I will say I have to follow a tough act. I'm following a tough act right now. Well done, sir.
Thank you. What struck you? What jumped to you?
I think all of it. You know my passion about affordable housing, and you kind of articulated it in about 4 minutes. Why I'm so passionate about the land trust. I know that's may not what we want to talk about today, but that's why we're trying to do what we're trying to do, particularly on on 10th and West, where we're trying to take a single-family detached lot and build 5 affordable houses on there, hopefully at around $200,000. So, we can help diversify our neighborhoods a little bit more.
Thomas Jefferson Community Land Trust, the best solution and opportunity and answer we have to this conundrum, without question. 4 properties I outlined that were underperforming. I know we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. I'm excited about this topic, Keith Smith.
I am, and thank you for bringing it up on the show on Friday, because I think it's desperately needed. It just shows the effect of what we do in your network. As we were having this conversation, people were chiming in, so we're going to do it. I've got a couple other properties that we're going to add to that list. One of them is the parking lot on the corner of Cherry and 7.5. It's about an acre and a half of land. It's just sitting there, as we would call in our vernacular. That's like brown, blacktop property. And I think we mentioned, we might want to take a deep dive into the city maintenance building. That's a large parcel up behind the train tracks there over there.
The city yard.
I'm excited about.
Yeah, he's talking about the city yard of the Star Hill neighborhood. Another, oftentimes we've asked this question: why in a city that has very little land, why are we allocating significant acreage to land to store trucks and vehicles for city maintenance, which is a very legitimate question. Cherry Avenue seems to have three in particular: Kim's Market, the parking lot that you just outlined, and the Cherry Avenue Shopping Center, Keith Smith.
It's for sale, by the way, and there's several acres for sale. But then you can make that right-hand turn on Roosevelt Brown, working your way back over, and they're underutilized structure. It used to be a mechanic shop or something like this on that end of it, which is more storage for the UVA construction. So I think you're going to start seeing that change a little bit. But we talked about this on Friday. If we don't turn green tape to red tape, I apologize for I got that backwards. Red tape to green tape. Nice job. So you could say it. You were thinking it. But the green tape, we talked about this. Just to provide affordable housing is going to cost us about 56 months of hard work to get there, and it shouldn't be that difficult to produce that kind of product for us.
Which one, as a tease, and tomorrow's show is going to be impactful. Tomorrow at 10:15, Real Talk presented by the Yes Team Realtors. Trusted guys, advisors in the game, the Yes Team Realtors. Which one of the properties, just as a tease, do you find most appealing?
Well, we know because we've been talking about it, which is the Kim's Market. Yep. That is, is literally the perfect scenario to achieve what we've been talking. This whole mixed use can bring in 10 in there, mixed income. It's absolutely perfect for it, right on a bus line. It's got all the infrastructure there, a park across the street, easy walk to downtown, easy walk to UVA, hop on a bus, go to 5th Street, which you've been talking about today. It's just the perfect location. It's just, now how do we get there? I've been working on it for 3 years.
And this guy can make just about anything happen. And he's been working on it for 3 years, and he knows a lot of people. Cherry Avenue Shopping Center. What appeals to you? What appeals to you about that?
Yeah, so I think you can repurpose it, right? You can use the existing structure and repurpose it and do stuff, but it comes with adjoining land, right? So there's a substantial acreage that actually surrounds that parcel that you can kind of, turn it into like a 21st century, for lack of a better term, project. Yeah, but it has a sales price of over $5 million. Right, and that's where I think the so-called rubber hits the road, where you're trying to make these acquisitions happen, and it's pretty hard to do.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the rent rolls were just under $300K, right?
Oh, it makes sense from a fiscal perspective, but what more than likely is going to happen is somebody's going to buy that, and it's going to probably just stay the way it is. To be honest with you.
What did you make of the North Downtown price points?
What I made of it?
Yeah, I'm talking in general terms here for you. General terms.
No, brother. Your $250,000 to up that is way off.
How much do you think it really is?
Oh, probably closer to 4 to 5 bills.
Wow.
I've been in that house. It needs a lot of work. But somebody will do it. I mean, that's what'll happen. The market is driving this, and the other Water Street parcel, gorgeous building. The guys at Core did a great job on it. But do you realize train goes by that twice a day, 10 feet away from it?
Yeah. Right.
I sit, as you know, the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission's office is literally across the street. When I'm in there in meetings and the coal train goes by, I can feel it.
You can feel it.
So, but again, in all disclosure, the building I'm sitting in was built in the, early 1900s. So, it's not the quite same construction. I just don't.
If you're buying something for close to $500,000 and you're putting 3 to 4 into it, does it price you out of the place, the neighborhood?
It depends if it matters to you, Jerry, right? we've had this conversation all the time. You and I look at numbers. Maybe it's an emotional thing. Maybe this is where they want to be and they're going to fix it up and this will be their forever home until they go to their final forever home, right? So, you got to look at it that way. Why is their why? What's their why, right? And that may make a difference on it. Personally, I know I wouldn't do it, but that's just personally. And I know you were trying to get me to buy it on Friday with Mrs. Smith. And thank you, somebody else.
My really cool friend Keith Smith, who has the energy of a 28-year-old, and some would say the maturity of a 28-year-old from time to time here.
Oh, no. That's offending 28-year-olds.
I knew you were going to say that. My friend Keith Smith has aspirations of one day of being in walking distance of all his favorite places. He's a man about downtown, and he enjoys the eateries and the watering holes and the restaurants and the music venues downtown very much. Keith, I want to throw a couple more questions to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And
As always.
In very general terms, how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was super great. We're busy. Actually, it was had some folks that mentioned your comment about Northeast corridor coming down. I was actually showing property all weekend along, looking at lots to buy, to build, because they couldn't find something that was existing that met their criteria. So we're doing that, a couple of couples all weekend long. So we're starting to see the pickup. I mean, you're spot on. 2021 isn't going to slow down at all. I think second quarter call is spot on. So we were busy. We were rocking and rolling all weekend long.
I love it.
Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I think tomorrow's show is going to be one of the best ones we've done. I think we're going to have many real estate agents. Batman and Robin's going to be a hard show to top.
I would agree with that.
The next time we're going to top Batman and Robin is probably like next Halloween, or if you and I choose to go as Santa Claus and like an elf or something like that on Christmas.
So who's Santa Claus? Who's the elf?
Obviously, you're Santa Claus. If I was Robin. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
I'm looking forward to that. So a little tease for Friday. We've been working on the effects of housing on the local economy. I'm really excited about that show. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we do as in real estate agents and all that stuff. What dollars we bring to our local jurisdiction. So I'm excited about that.
Very nice. We will see you in the morning. You have a good day. Our pleasure, Keith Smith. Tomorrow, 10:15, put it on your calendar. Get out your phone now and create an event reminder, a calendar reminder. 10:15 tomorrow, underperforming, undervalued, underutilized properties in Charlottesville and across Central Virginia. It's going to be a really good show. If you want a $25 gift card to Feast, put comments in the comments section. Give the show a like and a share. We'll read your comments online. I also have Instagram DMs currently open and Instagram comments, along with LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube, if those are coming in as well. Let me get some items first out of the notebook. I would have thought this was the opposite. Tell me if you thought this would have also been the opposite. There are less babies being born because of COVID. I thought there would have been a baby boom because of COVID, because everyone was quarantining, didn't have much to do, so they decided to get a little frisky. 9 months after March or April, whatever it may be, December, January, baby boom. The actuality is it's the opposite. There are less babies being born due to COVID. Procter & Gamble, Nestle, and a couple of other companies are predicting that birth rates are going to shrink dramatically. Experts predict that the birth rate will fall this year because of the pandemic. In recent years, as the birth rate has lagged, consumer giants have turned to making premium products to appeal to wealthier parents to make up for the fact that there are less babies. So you have a number of different Wall Street firms, including Barclays, that are saying babies will be born at a much lower clip now because of a fear of a recession, fear of getting sick, fear of having to go to the hospital for routine visits during pregnancy, and the unknown of delivering a baby who could get COVID at birth. All these factors are colliding together at one time and are driving pregnancy and birth rates down. I thought it would have been the opposite. I'm relaying that information to you because I was surprised with this information. I thought we would see an uptick in pregnancies in kids because people are bored, they're at home, and they're looking to bump some uglies. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of that. So that I found intriguing. The folks in the baby space in the baby industry, they pivot when birth rates lag, and their pivot is creating goods at a higher cost so they can get more money by appealing to wealthier parents. Next topic from the rundown is an encouragement to you to follow the I Love CVille Instagram account. We have the third largest Instagram in the community behind UVA and the city of Charlottesville. We put a lot of the news you hear on this show first on Instagram, close to 12,500 followers on that account. Follow I Love CVille on Instagram. UVA got a critical win over Louisville over the weekend. The Wahoos are 3-4 on the season. They beat Louisville 31-17. This was an impressive victory for a team that frankly speaking, needed the win. Brendan Armstrong accounted for 3 touchdowns, 260-plus yards of total offense. My friend James Watson called Brendan Armstrong kind of like a poor man's Tim Tebow. I very much see the comparison. Brendan Armstrong, an H-back in a quarterback's position. He's got an H-back's body, but he's playing quarterback. The dude goes out of the way to hit you, does not mind running in between the tackles, and when he can run the football for positive yardage, defenses have to respect him running the rock, and then that opens his passing game up. He's not a naturally gifted passer, so he needs to get the front 8, the front 7, defenses in the front part of their defense thinking run to open up the pass. Virginia has a very good chance to go to 4-4 on the season with this team that I know nothing about, neither do you. Abilene Christian. This is the out-of-conference game that they had to scramble mid-season to make up because the game against Georgia was canceled. This team is horrendous. Saturday, 4 o'clock, ESPN3. Virginia should crush this 1-4 Abilene Christian football team. If Virginia gets the win like they should, they'll be 4-4 on the season and looking really good with 3 games left. Boston College, Florida State. Well, Florida State first, then Boston College, then Virginia Tech. Wahoo's in a good spot. This team, we left out to dry in a couple of weeks early in the season. After the team lost to Clemson, NC State, Wake Forest, and Miami, and was 1-4, everybody was scratching their head like, good night. Is it going to be that kind of year? Now we can go 4-4 on Saturday, and then we're at Florida State, host Boston College, and at Virginia Tech. The game against the Hokies on the 12th of December could really, really mean something. Virginia Tech loses, speaking of the Hokies, to Miami 25-24. The Hurricanes are 7-1 overall, 6-1 in the ACC. Hokies 4-4 and 4-3 in the ACC. Let's get the updated ACC standings on screen quickly if we can, Judah, and then we'll get to your comments. Remember, a chance to win a gift card to Feast. Notre Dame, 7-0 in the ACC. Clemson 6-1. Remember, Clemson beat Miami, so they have the head-to-head advantage edge. So if Clemson wins out and Notre Dame wins out, we have the Fighting Irish and the Clemson Tigers and the ACC championship. You see Miami and North Carolina, their football teams are pretty darn good as well. Miami's ranked in the top 12. They're 12 in the nation. The Tar Heels are receiving votes. North Carolina receiving votes. UVA, you get the win on Saturday, you got some things going in your direction. All right, one more thing from sports, Judah, and then we'll get to comments. The NCAA announced today, sources to ESPN, that the NCAA tournament, one location, Indianapolis. We know that the NCAA cannot afford to to cancel the tournament again. They lost last year, the NCAA, I'm calling it up right now, $375 million. And the NCAA has said if we have the tournament canceled again this year, the NC2A could go bankrupt. So they're going to do the bubble concept. This news broke at 11:53 a.m., so not even 2 hours ago. The bubble concept consists of the tournament being played in one location, with sources telling ESPN that it's going to be Indianapolis. I love it. Anything we can do to get the season started and finished, I'm all for. I do not care that I'm probably not going to see this team at the John Paul Jones Arena, at Cameron Indoor Stadium, at the Smith Center, wherever it may be, at the Yum Center. We're probably not going to see them in person. I'm fine with that. As long as I see Tony Bennett's bunch, Sam Hauser, Kihei Clark, Jay Huff, and this team start the season and finish the season, I will be happy. This team is loaded, and we are the defending national champions right now. And when you have a Hauser-Huff interior combination with the robust and the depth they have on the perimeter, led by Kihei Clark, who's preseason second team All-ACC by the media, and a coach like Tony Bennett, you have the makings of a magical season. I want to see the season start to finish. This team is loaded. Loaded. All right. Let's let them know how they can get a $288 savings with Ting. Use this link, ilovecville.ting.com. I'll give it to you again. We have access to the best internet in Charlottesville, and that's Ting Fiber Internet. We use it for this show. When you compare Comcast to Ting, you're comparing a Tesla to a Model T. It's not comparable. We'll give you the best internet possible, Ting, at the lowest price you can get. You get the first month's free and installation for free, and it's only through this link, ilovecville.ting.com. Judah, I want to get to some comments. And I want to share some knowledge to some people. Are you ready for it, Judah? This from Facebook. Vanessa Parkhill, the Tuscan bread from Wegmans is the best bread, hands down. A little olive oil and pesto, it is absolutely delicious. Vanessa Parkhill is responding to our commentary about Wegmans being the best grocery store in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. I concur. I also love the Tuscan bread. Michael Bullock. We have a better positivity rate than other parts of the state because we are mandating weekly testing of a large group of young, healthy people, and it's skewing the ratio. Other locales have people seeking testing when they feel sick. So Michael Bullock is responding to this. I appreciate you sharing that comment. I'll give you a like on the show here, Michael. He's responding to this. He's saying the numbers in the Thomas Jefferson Health District are skewed because we're testing students at a very high clip. The testing of students who show up negative from COVID is skewing the results, creating an island effect for COVID in Charlottesville and Central Virginia, specifically us having lower test results than other folks in the Commonwealth. I've heard that theory before, Michael. I respect and appreciate that theory. I will counter that comment by saying this. Do we not want the region to be flooded with rapid tests? We do, right? Isn't having more tests than less tests a good thing and something we should celebrate? I think it is. You may disagree. I'm glad we have rapid tests and a lot of them out there, especially for the University of Virginia and the student population. Barbara Lundgren, couples are scared of hospitals. She's exactly right. This is in response to the birth rate being low. Yes, it is the old Estes Market. Keith is speaking of Barbara Lundgren. Kim's Market on Cherry Avenue, the old Estes Market, absolutely 100%. And Dairy Market is absolutely rocking it. You're exactly right, Tim, about Dairy Market rocket things in this community. More comments coming in about the coal train, folks saying they eat at C&O. This is coming in from Chris. Jerry, we've had dinner many times at C&O and the coal train's gone by and it's vibrated wine and drinks and water on our table. I can only imagine what's happening at that building that you analyzed for $1.2 million. To that point, and Keith reiterated this, perhaps the construction of the building on Water Street is so new and so solid that maybe the building does not rattle like it rattles on at C&O and some of the other locations. At the Thomas Jefferson Planning Commission, for example, which Keith brought up. He made that point. It's a very good point. More comments coming in. This one's from Laura Monk. Jerry, I saw the post you did on Instagram about that listing. We were taken aback that it was that expensive, and it's an indication of why my husband, my family, and I are going to choose to move to Gordonsville, where we can get a home 3 times as large for half as much money and still take a short ride down Pantops and into town that is absolutely beautiful for our family to enjoy. So I respect that. I totally respect that. And we talk about that a lot on Real Talk. Some folks are choosing instead to drive for a home that's half the price. It's why Waynesboro is blowing up. If you haven't been to the tree streets in Waynesboro, a lot of my friends are moving there. It's pretty awesome. I mean, you can walk everywhere, and you can get stuff that's half the price. You just have to drive over the mountain. You just have to drive over the mountain. It's whether or not you're willing to drive over the mountain. Andre Xavier, he says, I can't tell you the economic impact Northam's decision has caused to the wedding industry. I am a small player in that arena, and I can tell you that I'm taking a good-size hit. I can only imagine the other small business that is having to cancel or reduce their wedding to 25 people. Now the question is, how can Kings Dominion and Busch Gardens be allowed to operate with 1,000 people? If you ask me, I think it's about lobby money. Wedding vendors are too small to make large contributions to the Northam campaign, but I am sure Kings Dominion and Busch Gardens will be generous donors. Andre Xavier, well done. That was very good. I think it's a couple things. There have been, and it's not accurate, it's been misconstrued by the media. The mainstream media is misconstruing certain circumstances as, quote, super spreader events. The mainstream media is doing this. And the mainstream media is misconstruing weddings and indoor dining as super spreader events. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been some weddings that have caused the major spread of COVID. There's been some events, like that motorcycle rally they have in Florida, that's been major spread of COVID. There's some indoor dining that's caused the spread of COVID. The point I'm making is the governor should roll out restrictions by region to reward the constituents and citizens for their hard work, as opposed to offering blanket restrictions across Virginia for every Tom, Dick, and Harry to manage and solve COVID. We are not the same vulnerability position as the beach or Hampton Roads or Northern Virginia. We're just not. We're managing this better than the beach, than Hampton Roads in Northern Virginia. Why would we have the same restrictions as an area that's struggling to keep this in check? It's not how things are done. Barbara Lundgren, I agree. Our restaurants and events industries have gone above and beyond to keep their patrons safe. That has made a difference, and the health department will agree. She's right. The health department is giving these people props for going above and beyond. I mean, and if you think of restaurants, it's really only 1 or 2 restaurants that are the bad apples. I mean, we told you what Trinity was doing a few weeks ago. All right, I got to pick out he routinely makes us better. Andre, I'm going to give it to you. We have 2 $25 gift cards to Feast to give away. I'm not going to get to all these comments because it's 1:38. But the comments I read, I thought the one that did the best for the show was Andre's comment on the economic impact of Ralph Northam's decision on the wedding industry. Andre, you will get a Facebook message that connects me, you, and my friend Aaron King on a $25 gift card to Feast. For those that did not win a gift card today, you have a chance to win a second gift card tomorrow on the I Love CVille show by liking and sharing the show and offering good perspective. Feast is awesome. It's in the Purple Building on West Main. They're locally owned, and I cannot think of a better place from a food standpoint for you to really enjoy come Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and Christmas. They're fabulous. Thank you for that gift card as well, Aaron. Andre, check your Facebook inbox here later today for that introduction. All right, I'm out of here. Don't miss the I Love CVille Daily Digest. The I Love CVille Daily Digest is at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's the entire show we do, but it's 5 minutes or less, 5 days a week at 5 o'clock. So it's the whole show in 5 minutes or less. Now, you can listen to this show anywhere you find a podcast. Literally any podcasting platform has this show. It's also on every social media platform possible. It's on our flagship website, ilovecville.com, and we send it out every single morning at 11 a.m. to roughly 141,000 email inboxes. It's a very dynamic show, and it's positioned on smartphones and computers on every social platform possible. All I'm trying to do is bring approachable knowledge to you in a fun setting. That's the whole concept. I'm out of here. I'm Jerry. Thank you for joining us. Join us for the Daily Digest at 5 o'clock. And please join us for Real Talk at 10:15 tomorrow. Tomorrow's Real Talk is going to be awesome. Underperforming properties in Charlottesville. We will analyze them on Real Talk with Keith Smith of the Yes Team Realtors. Take care, guys. I'm looking forward till tomorrow's show, Gia.